Hi there, my name is Linda Larson Schlitz, and I've been known as a paradigm pioneer, and I consider myself a faucet of hope. I've been called a lot of other things in my name. I don't want to even think about some of them, but I also, on Friday mornings and sometimes on Tuesdays, call myself, hi, I'm Linda, an alcoholic addict. And I am talking to those of you who have been there, done that, and maybe are struggling. Or maybe those of you who are wondering, are you an alcoholic? Are you an addict? And what does that all mean? Well, nobody can really tell you. What I've learned for myself is that I grew up drinking. It's a normal thing in Wisconsin. We are one of the highest states in the nation of being drinkers. Well, there's nothing wrong with drinking unless it starts to mess up your life. And we don't necessarily judge ourselves very well as to whether or not our life's messed up until maybe we find ourselves in jail or homeless or losing our houses or getting fired from our jobs. Then maybe we think, oh, gee, maybe there's a problem here. We're kind of slow learners at times as alcoholic addicts. So you need to stop and think about, gee, is there a problem? Whether it's alcohol, drugs, food, gambling, sex, relationships, it could be anything. If there is anything that people keep saying to you over and over again, Linda, you're obsessed with this. It could be your job. It could be your volunteer work that you do. If your life is off balance, if things don't feel right, if you find yourself hungry, angry, lonely, and tired, and you think it's somebody else's fault, then you need to rethink it. And you know what? What I have learned, and thank God my sponsor helped me with this tremendously, she only said one thing, and she told me, I thought she made it up, but she didn't. A lot of it came from page 449 of the third edition, 417 of the fourth edition. I don't know what it's going to be in the fifth edition, but it's the whole thing on expectations and acceptance. Expectations, she told me, are premeditated resentments. Expectations are premeditated resentments. What that means is that nobody can make you angry. Think about that. How does that feel? I didn't like it because I couldn't be angry at everybody. I couldn't blame everybody else because I was miserable and I was, you really ticked me off and they really hurt my feelings. Nobody can do anything without your permission. You have to let them. And I didn't want to take responsibility for letting people make me miserable. Who makes themselves miserable on purpose? I mean, why would anybody do that? But we do, because we're gluttons for punishment, and we're obsessive thinkers, and we are pity pot sitters, and we just have all kinds of excuses why we keep sitting in the same place expecting different results. It's well, what do we call it? Insanity. It's insanity. And I've been there, done that. And enough is enough. I mean, I got clean. I came to my spiritual awakening in 1976, in September. And it was a miraculous awakening. I mean, I was singing in a bar band and I picked up the microphone. God, if you don't want me doing this, give me a sign. I pick up a microphone, I get a shock. Oh, it's God, it's God. But then I'm thinking, who's going to believe me? That's going to sound really weird. So then I say, God, give me another sign if that's you. And the light bulb blows up and I'm like, God, is that really you? And I know it's really God, but what do I say? Guys are like, whoa, what's going on? The lights are, what's wrong with the electricity? And I know that this is God talking to me. Well, I'm kind of slow. And it took me a while to finally figure it out that this was God. And so I finally said, okay, all right, I believe you. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. Change me. Make me sick at the thought of alcohol and drugs. And I'll serve you. I'll give you my life and I'll do with it whatever you tell me. And darn, if I didn't wake up the next morning, tried to go to that gig, and I'm puking. And I mean, I couldn't even walk into the bar. I walked into the bar immediately. Horribly nauseous. Didn't even make it through the first set. Packed up, changed my play things, moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and got involved with a lot of Christian stuff and started singing and writing music. Then I came back to Wisconsin and snagged up my friend, the other Linda Larson, little Linda Larson, because she was a little shorter than I am. And there were 3 of us in my hometown of 32 people, 3 Linda Larsons. And so we packed up because we were both singers and we were both cheerleaders and we were both farmers, and it was kind of fun to go in. I mean, we had a heyday with that when we got to Arizona. Linda Larson and Linda Larson. Anyway, neither of us were married at the time. So we went to Phoenix. We started singing, doing all kinds of cool stuff. And I've been clean for 38 years. But I came back to Wisconsin, got into a bad relationship, got married, that ended. It was really ugly. And somebody in church, no less, said, there's nothing wrong with drinking. Alcohol's not the problem. It really isn't the problem. Alcohol's not the problem. People drinking the alcohol is the problem. We're the problem, folks. We're the problem. So they said, no, it's there's nothing wrong with it. Jesus turned water into wine, so it must be okay, right? Right? Okay, so I agreed with that. So therefore, I had a drink. I thought I would have just a glass of wine, and so I had a glass of wine with dinner. It was actually hard apple cider, pork chops, macaroni and cheese. Remember the night very clearly. Couldn't put the bottle down. I mean, you can't just leave a bottle half full or with this much in it. You got to finish it. And that's how it is with us. Is it not? Isn't this not how it is? You go out for a fish fry and you get a pitcher, Miller Lite, my favorite, other drug of choice besides the bottle of wine, the White Zinfandel or White Grenache or anything else if those were out of it. I mean, come on, dandelion wine, potato wine, sock wine. I mean, it got crazy, really, it did. But here I am. I got a master's degree, and I'm a professional, and I'm working. I can't be an alcoholic. Not me. So, I drank for 10 years. During that interim, there I'd been sober for 10 years. I drank for 10 years. And then somebody said, Linda, gee, have you ever considered maybe this is an issue? Have you ever tried to quit drinking? Well, why would I need to quit drinking? I don't have a problem with drinking. So, a counselor challenged me. Well, quit for 30 days. Well, I'll tell you what. Day one, I came home so mad from that thing. I was so angry about it. And, then I started going to meetings, and it didn't take me real long at all. I went to my first meeting on a Sunday. By Tuesday morning, I knew for a fact that I was an alcoholic because I thought about nothing besides, oh my God, I can never have another drink by Tuesday morning. And so I've been sober now again for another 18 years, and it's been great. There has been a lot of ups and downs. I did a lot of things they tell you not to do. Met a wonderful man at AA. Got hooked up 3 months later, bought a house. And that was my first bipolar manic episode, and it was nuts. But we've been together now 18 years. We've got 5 kids and 8th grandchild on the way, and it's all good. We started a nonprofit for recovering alcoholics and addicts, and it's just been an awesome time. But the point is, you've got to first admit that you've got a problem, and you have to keep admitting it day after day after day after hour. Because if you ever think that you've arrived and you got it figured out, you are just so screwed. You are on the road down the toilet. And so I want to help you. I'm going to be doing lots of online things. I'm going to be doing lots of free webinars. I'm going to be doing lots of videos and things like that. So I hope you'll sign up to get involved with that, and you'll get my emails and interact with me in my blogs. I'm only one person. I don't have time to do a whole ton, and I'm making this change. I just quit my job. I'm quitting my job at the job center full-time for the state to go and do this stuff full-time and do it online so that you can, in the comfort of your own home, start to, do whatever you want to do with life. And, that's the other thing. You can use everything you've been through. to make money. You know, it's not all about money. But gosh, wouldn't it be great to do what you love to do, what you enjoy doing? If you love going to meetings and sharing your story, then you should be doing it online to bless people all over the world like I'm doing right at this moment for you. I do a lot of other things. Like I said, I got a master's in counseling, and I got a Red Cross Hero of the Year and Athena Award. Big deal. But it gives me an opportunity to go talk to doctors and lawyers and presidents of companies and things like that, sharing what I know in my experience, strength, and hope.